Hey everyone, Spaniard here, doing another review for our Geek Out channel. This one, of course, is going to be on Godzilla versus Kong. I've been waiting a very long time, ever since this movie was announced, to watch it. It definitely doesn't disappoint, in short. We'll definitely go into more detail here, but let's go ahead and break down a bit of the premise for those who may not be familiar or need a little bit catching up on this monster verse. So, what is the whole idea behind Godzilla vs. Kong? Well, over time, these have been probably the most beloved monsters in movie history, right? And for that purpose, it's just awesome to see these two go together. Same as, I guess you could say, Alien versus Predator and other verses of monsters or characters that you have seen that you want to see fight together. In recent times, Godzilla and Kong have both have a couple of movies come out which have been very successful, maybe not to critics, but to fans of monsters like myself alike. The most recent movie, Godzilla King of Monsters, is by far one of my favorite MonsterVerse movies, and it is one hell of a movie. So where does this one fall into place? This one takes place pretty much after both Kong Skull Island, sorry, and then Godzilla King of Monsters. Godzilla has already run Tyrant over his film and battled all of these epic monsters to claim his place as literally the king of monsters. Now, Kong comes into place due to scientists. Go figure, there's always scientists involved in these. Any type of alien monster type of movies, scientists are always willing to screw things up, but that benefits us because we get to see the epicness. So there's a group of scientists wanting to find something, some source, some power. Won't go too much into detail. In Hollow Earth. Now, for those of you who are going to get really technical, Hollow Earth is pretty much this idea that in the middle of Earth, there is this space. There is this very, epic travel that once you get there, it's its own world in the center of ours, right? Some people still believe that the dinosaurs still live there. And they did a great job. I think when they finally get to this, hollow earth, that they did a great job in regards to the atmosphere, making it feel very different, making it feel like, hey, this is what could be if scientists do decide to discover it. But that's pretty much it. Kong then finds, some background to who he is and why he needs to defeat Godzilla. Godzilla just wants Kong out because, hey, he is the Titan. He is the main guy on the surface. But there's something else that's also disturbing the balance, I guess you could say, of our world and of these two excellent monsters. The acting is okay in this film. I was actually very, very surprised because there are some pretty decent actors. You got Millie Bobby Brown. She's been in tons of movies and series of late, including the Godzilla King of Monsters. Her role was definitely bigger, so maybe that was in part to why it seemed to fell a bit short here. Rebecca Hall is amazing, but here again falls short. Very few lines, not as profound as making it emotional or what have you. I would say Alexander Skarsgård, who is the main scientist behind the whole theory of why Kong should go over to the island and is manipulated by the Apex organization, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Had a fairly decent amount of good lines and good parts, but overall fell short. I would probably say the best of all the other actors and the main characters was probably Brian Tyree Henry, who plays Bernie in this film. He's definitely the comic relief, if anything you could say, in this film, but also his lines and his story individually felt like the most balanced of everyone else's. There's also the little girl who speaks to Kong. I would say she probably had the most emotional effect overall throughout the film, even though herself doesn't speak very much. We'll just leave it at that. But as far as Godzilla versus Kong goes, anytime these two badass monsters fight each other, it is absolutely epic. The sound, as far as like the skyscrapers being destroyed, the little pieces of glass breaking all over the place, the streets and the towns being destroyed by their feet, the ships and the aircrafts, just explosions, everything that you can possibly think of is epic in these fights, and it is just so awesome to see. This is the reason you watch this type of film. This is the type of film that you just enjoy, just watching things blow up, watching these two bash each other in and using their abilities, which is awesome. They did a fantastic job of that, but it does fall short. There is another being here, but we're not going to get into spoilers, that brings more of a conflict, I would say, more than anything. But overall, the good news is that there is a winner between these two amazing monsters, which was probably my favorite part of the whole film. The fact that there actually is a winner, and that means that we can still continue on with this type of movie. I'm going to give Godzilla versus Kong 3 out of 4 stars. Truthfully, I felt like they could have probably explained the story or went a bit more into some epic fights. And I'm referring to that in Godzilla King of Monsters. I felt like that was a bit of a better movie than this one. Overall, I would say. But the whole thing about Godzilla versus Kong is you just wanted to see these two fight, and I felt like if they added just a little bit more time to have maybe one more epic battle, maybe in a different area, a different scene, a different time frame, but maybe we will get that. Maybe there will still be a possibility of a Godzilla versus Kong 2, or, where do we go from here in this kind of monster verse? So again, I'm giving it 3 out of 4 stars. It is on HBO Max. I highly recommend it. Also recommend boosting up your bass, boosting your subwoofer, your sound. I did that. I'm probably going to get a noise complaint, but it was totally worth it. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please send me a like, tell me your comments below, and please share and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Take care.